What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 10 of the Houston Astros Out of the Park Baseball 26 series. We're here mid-season 2029. The Astros are 36-29, first place in the AL West division. We're getting close to the halfway point in the season. So good spot to check in. We've dealt with a lot of adversity, quite frankly. So one of the biggest things was Logan Webb's only pitched in 4 games this year, went down with a strained oblique, pretty serious injury. Guys in real life, missed 2 months or so, which is what Webb is basically at this point, but his return date is still uncertain. So we've still been without him. We've made things work in his absence. The rotations, first and starters ERA, we've been really good. So we're without our 2 highest paid best pitchers with Uchida and Webb, and we've still been a really good staff. So that's all good stuff. The offense just has not been there though, after kind of breaking out last year and finally starting to hit well. The team this year, outside of a couple guys, has just been really bad. So we'll start there. We'll start with the bad, then we'll go to the good. Malcolm Moore's played a good amount this season, just due to some injuries and stuff, and he has not followed up his success he had last year and the year before offensively. So we're hoping for a little bit more out of him. His BABIP's really low. I think he'll turn things around, but not a good start for him. Drew Romo, I believe he got off to a really good start. Just kidding. Yeah, he had a really good month of April. March wasn't so good, but those 3 games. But he had a great month of April, and then it's definitely fallen off since. So that hasn't helped the offense. Tristan Casas has been just fine, but not quite as good as he's been the last 2 years for us. So we'll see what happens with him. I think he'll continue to progress to his more mean numbers here as we go on. Only has 5 home runs this deep into the year. I mean, a little concerning, but the walk strikeout stuff pretty much in line with his career averages. So I think we're good there. We'll get to, I guess we can go over second base. We have Jared Edmund-Kula up, former 5th round pick back in 2026. He was playing really well in AAA. He's got a bunch of time down there, so I just decided to call him up. The walk rates look really good. Strikeout rate's a little high. I think that'll come down as he gets more playing time here, but he at least provided a little bit of juice when we needed it when he first came up. Aaron Estrada's had a nice little year as kind of a utility guy. He's playing a lot of second base, a lot of left field, kind of what we pictured him doing this year. And he's done it really well. League average defender out there, above average bat. Really nice season from Estrada. And we got him in this trade for Joe Musgrove, who wound up balling out for Baltimore, but wound up signing with Boston this offseason to a pretty nice contract. Good for him. Then we have Zach Neto. This has been one of the guys, it was such a bad start for him. You see March and April, he was batting like $150, just brutal. Did turn things around a little bit in May, but so far in June has not been good. It's been tough. He's still a positive player because he's good defensively. Over at third base, the BABIP's low. I think his numbers are going to come around to more where he was last year, but it's been a tough start for him. We have Sterling Caba, who's been about in line with what he was last year. Another guy who got off to a good start in April. See a league average bat in April, which is good for him, but May was really tough for him. So far in June has bounced back a little bit though. So he's what we expect out of him. Fabian Lopez, I'm kind of just ready to give up on him. He has not hit at all in the major leagues yet. I don't know. He has a low BABIP. I'm going to give him some more time, but the clock's ticking on his development here in the majors. So we go to the outfield here. We do have Jacob Melton playing a lot of left field at this point. Due to some underperformance by Kenny Gomez. He got sent down. And another guy who we'll talk about a little bit, who I called up for a cup of coffee. But below league average bat. Good defender out there. So he's not a total negative, but he's best suited as a fourth outfielder, but he's getting regular reps for us. Then we have Jeff Huffins. I did call him up. He's yet to record a hit in 11 plate appearances. He's one of our topper prospects, and he was the guy who was kind of the farthest along in his time in AAA, so I decided to give him a shot here. So far has not paid dividends, but still could be a nice player. Jackson Merrill has been like the one true bright side. He's played every game pretty much so far, has been amazing at 321 average, 162 OPS plus, on pace for 7.5 WAR. This is the guy I traded for. I mean, this is great. In the first year of this extension that we gave him, so really excited about Merrill. He's been great. Rainer Arias did miss a little bit more time. Nothing serious. It was like what do you have? Yeah, he had a 2-week injury. So he did wind up missing a bit of time and got off to a tough start. His numbers in March and April, I mean, he was batting 200, got hurt. But since he's come back, May was amazing, 250 WRC plus. So far in June has definitely struggled, but small sample for the month so far, only a handful of games. But he started to turn things around. Still an incredible season. I mean, 140 WRC plus, we'll take that all day. On pace for 5.5 WAR in 130 games. And then Yordan Alvarez. I mean, we kind of gambled on him, bring him back on a 1-year deal, $20 million. And he's actually been able to stay relatively healthy. He did go down for a little bit. 2-week injury here, week and a half here. Got set back for another week, and now dealing with another day-to-day injury for about 2 weeks. I mean, at this point, I used to not play him when he had any injuries on him, but like, I'm just going to play him and see what happens because he's just going to get hurt anyway. So may as well just have his bat in there. He hasn't been very good. He's been a league average hitter. I mean, it's been a tough year for Yordan, and kind of a true fall from grace from where he was at the beginning of the series. I mean, still on paper, a good player, but he hasn't been able to get it going yet. Other guys who have been up, there's been a good amount. So Kenny Gomez, we mentioned him. He made the team out of spring. Hold on, I have to stop this for a second. So yeah, Gomez made the team out of spring, but underperformed in 107 plate appearances. I wanted to give a shot to some other guys, even though Gomez did play well at the end of last year for us, and honestly, he's been a pretty good player when he's been in the majors. Yeah, a league average bat, and that's including a bad season this year. But his other 2 years, he was definitely solid in part-time duty. So he was up for a little bit, sent him down. We had Valdez up for a little bit. I think we just needed a body. I don't really have high hopes for him at this point. He really sucked last year, quite frankly, when he came over. But I mean, he'll probably get another shot at some point this year, but we just don't have a spot for him at the moment. Campbell Smickwith came up for about 3 games. I think Drew Romo did go down with an injury. I forgot to mention that. A 2-week thing. So we did call up Campbell Smickwith, and he didn't do too much in 11 games, but at least he got a taste of the majors. Former 4th round pick. And then that's pretty much it offensively. Kevin Alvarez. So when Yordan went down with one of the injuries, I just called him up. He was just dominating AAA, so I was like, screw it, I'll give him a shot. And he was so bad in 73 plate appearances. I mean, an abysmal BABIP, .073, a 12 OPS plus, 5 WRC plus, -1 WAR in 19 games. I mean, just brutal. I still have hopes for him long term, but I wanted to keep him up. I just couldn't keep justifying putting him in the lineup. So those are the guys who've been up. We'll jump to the pitching. So Kevin Kelly, a guy assigned to a kind of low risk, high reward type of deal. He missed a lot of last season with an injury. He pitched like 1 game and then went down for the year. So I signed him, and it just hasn't really worked out. 4.5 walks per 9, less than 7 strikeouts per 9, giving up a good amount of home runs. And honestly, the reason he just kept like blowing games for me, like just looking at the box scores. Like he just like kept coming in I mean, yeah, he got beat up this game. Didn't get a single out. Gave 3 runs. This one we wound up winning 8-3, but he gave 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning. We lost this one. He gave 2 runs in 2 1/3 innings. Another close loss. I mean, a game that we could have, competed in. Lost that one. He gave 2 runs. He gave another 2 runs here. Gave 3 runs here. Like, he just was not pitching well. And the games, he was pitching well. There were a lot of kind of blowout games. So I wound up DFAing him. We have some other guys that I wanted to give a shot to too. So that's just kind of how it played out. But the rest of the pitching staff, I mean, there's a lot of good to talk about here. So Nick Lodolo kind of has become the de facto ace with Webb and Uchida being out, and he's definitely been really, really good. Not quite as good as last year. The walks are up. The strikeouts in line though. Home runs look good. For some reason, just doesn't pitch deep into games. I'm not really sure of the reason. I mean, I assume the walks are the reason. Yeah, he doesn't have a pitch limit. It's weird. But he just doesn't go deep into games. But still a good arm. Christopher Sanchez has kind of actually been the ace, though. He's been awesome. He got off to a great start. His March and April were fantastic. May was really good, too. So far in June in 2 starts, not quite as good. But he's been awesome. Every bit we could have asked when we traded for him. Then Zach Eflin, honestly, has been our best pitcher, results-wise. He's been awesome. The walks are a little bit down from last year. He's limited the home runs. And just been an innings eater and a really good one. I mean, a 2.3 ERA, on pace for 6.5 R WAR, 3.7 WAR based on his FIP. So he's been great all around. And then Aiden Curry. He got off to a tough start. April was pretty bad. The May was good, and then so far May was really, really good. And then so far in June, he's struggled in 2 starts. And overall, in the year, his numbers look pretty decent as a 5 starter. He's been nice. And then Michael Knorr, we called him up, a guy who's kind of fluctuated on this roster for a few years now. Like he's been up and down. He's out of options, so we DFA'd him to start the year. Wound up passing through waivers. And then, when we had some injuries, I think I gave Matt Scott a few starts. We'll get to him in a second. But he wasn't really inspiring any confidence. So called up Michael Knorr, and in 6 starts, the results have been awesome. I don't know if he can keep it up, but we'll definitely take the wins that he's allowing us to get here while he's in the rotation. May as well stay in the rotation and talk about some other guys who've been up. Again, Matt Scott was up for 3 starts. Had an ERA over 6. Was definitely better than he was in last year's showing, where he was just batting practice, essentially. This year was like, competitive batting practice. But yeah, he's 25. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he's ever going to develop. Former first round pick, 21st overall. I think he can get there, but it's taken a little bit to escape AAA and make it into the majors. Yeah, so that's Scott. Ethan Pecco hasn't been up. He's on the 40-man, though. I think that's everyone in the rotation. We'll go to the bullpen. Wickelman Gonzalez, it's been an okay year. He's had a couple rough games in here. Like, he had 3 runs in an inning here. The FIP still looks good. I don't have doubts that he's gonna be just fine this year. He's probably been one of our worst relievers, but that's not really saying much. He's been really good. He's freaking killed getting his walk rate down. 1.7 per 9. All signs show that he should be a better pitcher than he's been ERA wise, and he hasn't even been that bad. Andres Munoz has been a really nice surprise. Not that he was bad last season, but he kind of got pushed down the pecking order as the season went on. He lost some stuff. He lost some velo this offseason. So I wasn't sure what we were going to get out of him, but he has an ERA under 2, 66 FIP minus, way down from last year. And in an 8th inning role, he's been awesome. Joel Payamps definitely has been up and down this season. Had two good appearances in March. April was really good, but in May and June, he's definitely struggled so far. So he still has the seventh inning role for the moment, but he could quickly lose that based on how some other guys are playing for us. We do have Trent Hodgkin up, who is one of the guys I wanted to call up after we DFA'd Kelly. He didn't give up a single run in 26 innings in AAA, so I was like, I cannot keep this guy down any longer. So called him up. He is yet to allow a run this season in 30.2 innings between AAA and the major leagues. So I was really excited to call him up. A former guy we got in trade with Cincinnati a few years back. This was that massive one that shipped out Ishihara, who I don't know if I mentioned, he won Cy Young last year, which is pretty cool. Good for him. I mean, he didn't really fit our timeline, I guess, and we could get some good value for him. Wound up getting McLean, who we flipped for Jackson Merrill. Still have Lodolo on the team. Tyson Lewis is still hanging around. Hunter Green, we flipped in the offseason for Davey Cruz, who is on our 40 man. He's pitching okay. We actually flipped him 2 off seasons ago. Ryan Burchard and Carlos Sanchez, who I forgot about him, but we flipped him for Zach Neto, along with Josh Smith, who was really bad last year for LA. I don't know if I brought up a lot of this. Cam Smith, who was okay last year. This year off to a tough start. I would do this trade over again though. Neto's been a nice player for us, and we'll see what Sanchez turns into. But he's limited by his power, but does have a good eye. Played well last year for LA, but we have a ton of corner outfielders, so just made sense. But we got him in that deal. Brian Hudson has been off to a rough start after a nice season last year. Who knows if he'll hang on this team for very long? We'll see. We might have guys who can replace him. Wellington Herrera, guy we got last year and really, really struggled last season for us. Walked, a batter per inning, essentially. This year has been much better. The FIP is still fairly high. The strikeouts haven't really ticked up to where he was in Colorado, although they've been fine enough. The walks are pretty out of control, but that was always to be expected. And the home runs have been just fine. So still believe in him. He's had a nice year though. And Justin Martinez, a guy who I didn't really know what we were going to get out of him this year. Obviously had the brutal injury back in 2027. Yeah. Back in August of 27, then had a major setback, missed basically all of last year, came back at the end, wound up pitching some big innings for us in the postseason. But this year has been really good. 2.23 ERA plus, 89 FIP minus, is driven by a pretty low BABIP. So we'll see if he can sustain this, but definitely happy with what we gotten out of Martinez. And then Dylan Floro, brought him back on a pretty sizable deal for a reliever. I just believe in Dylan Floro. And he hasn't been great. Well, he's been bad, but the FIP indicates he's more league average than he's shown. So I'm not ready to give up on him yet. He'll hang out in this bullpen for at least until the deadline. We'll see what happens then. And other guys who've been up, I don't really know if there's been much. We haven't had a ton of injuries in the pen. But it's also hard to keep track of this stuff. Also, I forgot to mention some of the other injuries. So Herman Ramirez did go down with a bone spur, pretty significant injury, missed 5 to 6 weeks. There's 3 weeks left on that. He was struggling when he was up here, so it's not like a huge loss. It honestly wasn't that great after a great start to his tenure in the majors, where he hit like 8 home runs in like 15 games or something stupid. It kind of finished slow, and then off to a tough start. So when he comes back, we'll see what we do with him. Andrew Carroll, just a minor league guy, but he's out. Blake Illich as well, former sixth round pick back in 2025. So that's where we are. 36 and 29. the stats by month, I mean, we've been pretty consistent. Started out 3-0. Then in April, the first month and change, we were 15-12. May we were 15-12. So far in June, 5-5. So, if the offense picks it up a little bit and the pitching is able to sustain some level of this success, which we've had a track record of being able to do, I think we're going to be a really good team coming into the end of the year. But there might be some upgrades we need to make. Getting Logan Webb back will be huge. And hopefully, Zach Neto playing like a league average hitter. That'd be amazing. Jordan maybe playing back to his career norms. Edwin Kula, maybe he proves that he can play out. And then we have a bunch of guys down here like Kevin Alvarez, Pedro Beltran's almost here. Just called him up to AAA after crushing AA. So these guys are coming. Got Tim Levette, former first-round pick. He's on his way up. Matt Scott's still hanging out down here. So we have plenty of talent coming. I just need to kind of hold out until then. So yeah, we're gonna stop here. We'll come back when the combine already happened. I did go through and scout some guys, so we'll probably be back for the draft, and we'll see you guys then. Okay, so we wind up kind of treading water in June, finished 13-13 the month. So far in July, 5-5. So we've been closer to a 500 team for most of the year. We're 5.5 games up on the Mariners, so still in good position to win the division. But the bullpen has kind of imploded the last month or so since we last checked in. So Gonzalez's ERA has ballooned to well over 4. Blew a couple big games. I mean, a 3-2 loss where he hit 3 runs in the 9th. Wound up winning this game 6-5, but he gave 2 runs. So yeah, I mean, Gonzalez hasn't been great. Payamps' ERA is also ballooned over 4. Had to give 4 runs, didn't get an out in this game. He have 2 home runs and a 9-6 loss. I want to give him 2 runs in this 4-3 win. So Payamps hasn't been great either. Munoz's ERA is almost closer to 3 after a rough game here. But Hudson's pitched better. Herrera's had a couple of big games. Martinez continues to pitch well. And in Floro, it feels like he's improved, even if the numbers still aren't there yet. And then Michael Noor has actually been a pretty nice piece, although he has struggled the last few outings. But I mean, as a starter, man, he was definitely serviceable. 3.64 ERA, about a league average FIP. As a reliever, not been quite as good, but a guy I'm going to keep around now in the bullpen. But in the rotation, we have Logan Webb back. He's made 3 starts, 2 of them good, 1 not so good, but definitely eating innings for us. Christopher Sanchez, I mean, he has a 3-4 record. This is like Cliff Lee in 2012, 2011, whatever year he just could not win a game. 2.69 ERA, and I don't know if anyone noticed the last time, but he had 1 win the last check-in back in June, despite having a well below 3 ERA. But a 3-4 record this year. That's why wins just do not matter. Sanchez has been great this season. Lodolo had a couple rough games, but he's definitely rated the ship here the last few starts. Zach Eflin continues to be really, really good. Just eating innings, pitching really well in those innings. And Aiden Curry continues to be a really nice 5th starter. So all good stuff on the pitching side. Hitting wise, Merrill's fallen a little bit back down to earth. Same with Arias. Casas, hasn't been quite as good as we're used to. Aaron Estrada, about the same as he was previously. He's just a good ball player. Jordan has picked things up. He's been a pretty key piece, and kind of just letting him play through the injury worked out just fine. He had no setbacks or anything. We like what we're getting from him now. Edwin Kula was struggling, but he's had a nice run of games here to kind of push him to more of a league average bat. So definitely moving in the right direction with him. Herman Ramirez is back at second base. He's platooning with Edwin Kula at the moment. He had 1 nice game since coming back. Had a 2-hit, 2-double game there. Jacob Melton continues to be about as good as he's been. Zach Neto has definitely been better. had a nice little month, or at least a nice last 30 days. Finished June pretty strong, and in July he's been good in 8 games so far. Definitely getting closer to the guy we're used to. Kaba, I mean, he's out there for defense, but I mean the bat has been great. Definitely not as good as last year, and Romo, the bat has definitely fallen off from last season as well. Kenny Gomez back up with the team, after we demoted Huffins, and Malcolm Moore continues to struggle as our backup catcher. And Trent Hodgkin was up for a few games, finally gave a run. I had to make room for Webb, so I sent him down. Didn't want to get rid of Michael Knorr. He's out of options. Matt Scott did come up and make a spot start. Lodolo got suspended, so I needed a guy to make a start. Called on Matt Scott. He pitched 4 innings, 1 run, walked 4 guys, but struck out 5. So a nice little outing there to boost morale. He did get sent down immediately after, though. It's like Huffins is actually hurt, torn back muscle. Yikes. He only had 21 plate appearances for us. But it looks like he'll miss the rest of the season. Carlos Calderon came up and made 1 appearance, gave 4 runs in 1 inning. That wasn't great. Besides that, not too much to report. We got some guys back from injuries, obviously. So now it's really just Uchida who we're waiting on. So good stuff there. And we're here at the first year player draft. And we have the 30th pick. Looks like only a few comp picks this year with guys that teams didn't sign. Looks like the Rockies have number 1 and number 20. Cardinals have the 23rd pick and 21st pick. And the Twins as well, who, where are they picking? 16 and 28. So we have the 30th pick, gets pushed back a few spots. Let's jump into it. So it looks like a pretty good draft. Maybe not as good as last season, but definitely a good one. Let's see who Colorado takes. They take Dave Stratton, high school arm. It's a big risk, but potentially big payoff. You have Zach Wilson going number 2. Good arm for sure. Although as a college guy, 20 stuff, it's a little concerning. Kevin Briggs, not my favorite pick. I mean, they can get guys like that. Travis Laker, Dandy is his nickname, I guess. Low floor, high school arm. Larry the Chemist Hawking, sick name. Pretty nice arm too. So let's go to our pick, see who's there. We're looking at all players. We're just going to sift through. So we have Ian Griffin. Looks like a pretty good arm, but a lot of bust potential. I do like the pitch mix, though. Fastball, changeup, splitter, knuckle curve. I mean, that's really fun. Has a lefty, too, and he's durable. Low-key kind of like him. 3-pitch guy here. Fastball, curveball, sinker. Not my ideal type of arm that I would take here. We got a reliever here. Looks like a pretty damn good one. Another reliever. One of these big strikeout guys that I haven't had much success developing. Same story here. Same story here. Andy Dellinger doesn't look too bad. Has a good personality, but the movement control combo being pretty low, it's a little concerning. Another reliever. Shortstop doesn't look too bad. Really like this guy, man. 90 control potential. Holy crap. and crazy movement. Not going to have a ton of home runs. No stuff really, but fastball, curveball, cutter. The curveball not really well developed. But he's only 17. He's interesting. Nick Germain, 17-year-old. I mean, he developed that power, and this is a perennial MVP candidate. Even without the power, he probably is if he develops into that. Josh Graham, kind of same story without the eye. Yeah, Braden Harris, 3-pitch guy. Joe House, interesting enough. So I mean, just looking up here, there's not a ton that it's just jumping out to me. Bobby Mash looks pretty good. Marcos Rodriguez, another one of those dudes. I'm going to get baited in by this guy, I'm sure, Nick White. Fastball, changeup, sinker, knuckle curve. Knuckle curve's not too well developed, but everything else looks damn good. Keon Baxter, nice little player. I mean, do I just like go for best bat available? Like, just take a. He's fragile though. If he's already fragile, that just bodes poorly for the future. Sam Davis looks like a freaking stud. Holy crap. I mean, the defense isn't quite there, but he's a switch hitter. Doesn't have a ton of pop, but a ton of eye. Man, Sam Davis, I think he's at the top of my list at the moment. Mike Doyle, I like. I'm kind of sick of taking outfielders, though. Chris Farrell, I really like him, too, but he has a low work ethic. Josh Gore, nice high upside player. Jerry Gonzalez, kind of a more balanced mix of that power eye, more average strikeout guy. He's interesting for sure. Like a lot of Yordan Alvarez in that build. Troy Harrison looks like a baller, but he's fragile. This guy looks good, but these high school guys scare me. Curveball, changeup, sinker, cutter, fun pitch mix. As a lefty too. He's fragile. Damn, a lot of fragile guys here. Killing me. Dave Middleton, he's fun. Got a screwball. Could be a potential like second or third round pick. Rob Schaefer, I mean, he's right up there with the other guy, the second baseman. 21 years old, looks like an all-around stud. The defense is like in a playable spot for a third baseman, where like you can play him there, but if you improve it a little bit, he's all of a sudden a really good defender. I like Rob Schaefer for sure. Mike Taylor. Tommy Blouse. Nice catcher. I love these guys of this build, this high movement, high control. I don't know why. They just always stick out to me. Ron Parsons, I mean, nice mustache. But what the hell are you doing with the eye? If the eye was a little bit higher, I might consider him, but fun reliever here. All right, we went through all the 60 potential guys. So I think it's between, just look at the mock draft. So they like Rob Schaefer, honestly, two more in line with our pick. The second baseman that we were looking at was Sam Davis, who's more of a second round type guy. I really like Sam Davis. He's a line drive, extreme pull guy. Doesn't have any crazy splits from the left or right side. The defense is just an issue. I don't know if he can get to a spot where he's a second baseman, especially with the turn double plays being fairly low. I think Rob Schaefer projects as a third baseman. He's a low leader, low loyalty, high financial ambition. I mean, that's not the end of the world. Let's compare these guys. So Sam Davis has him beat a little bit in contact, a little bit of BABIP, but Rob has him beat in a gap and definitely power. But Davis has a high advantage in the eye. Current abilities, Davis is definitely farther along than Schaefer. I mean, the platoon splits also concern me with Schaefer. He's not horribly worse against righties. I mean, this is to be expected. Both these guys average speed, average running. So not a huge difference there. So it's really like, do you want the more well-rounded player? Do you want the more of a sure thing, and Sam Davis, who's a little bit more developed, just kind of lacking the power that Schaefer does. I mean, I think I lean Davis, but man, Schaefer looks good too. It's like it's tough. All right, so we have Davis here. Davis. Then Schaefer. Where's Schaefer? Does Davis have like no personality info yet? I mean, hey, there's a good chance he could be like a low work ethic, low intelligence type guy. I mean, we just don't know. Unfortunately, I don't think he went to the combine because I definitely would have scouted him if he was there. But Schaefer, I mean, yeah, his personality's not great, but at least we know what we're getting out of him. He's a line drive hitter, which is a little concerning, but sometimes these guys turn into fly ball hitters as they get older. I have seen that happen for sure. And I mean, it's about as tough as it gets. OSA probably prefers. I mean, gee, oh, that's not the right guy. I think I like Schaefer's defensive projectability a little bit more than Sam Davis, and defense is important for me. So, I'm going to go Rob Schaefer. This might be the wrong pick, and very well Sam Davis could be like a high intelligence, high work ethic type guy with high leadership, just a total stud. But I'm more comfortable going with the sure thing, or at least the sure thing personality-wise with Schaefer, even if he's not perfect. He's also under slot, which is good. So we're going to pick Rob Schaefer. I don't think we have a comp pick. No, we don't. I'm just going to guess he didn't fall. Where do you wind up going? Draft log. We were down here. Same day. Okay, so he went pretty early in the second round. It'll be interesting to follow what he turns into. What should I do? Make a short list and add him to it. I just want to follow him and see what happens with him. See if that was a wrong pick at the end of the day. But hope I at least articulated what I was thinking with that pick. Okay, so we could shoot for a little bit more upside. I did like some of these shortstops. Szymanski. Where was that catcher that I liked? I mean, Josh Graham's fun. He actually projects pretty well. The defense is in a playable spot. He's a lefty. He's tall. Just kind of lacks the eye and the power profile. Could be more of just like a singles merchant. John Gore, I definitely liked. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look around and we'll come back with this pick when I pick out the guy. Okay, so I did choose the guy I think I want to take. Ian Griffin, one of the top guys available, at least according to our scout. OSA really likes him too. He's durable. And the way that I think we kind of have like a lot of arms like close to the majors, but we have a lot of arms in the system in general. Especially where the heck am I looking? Oh yeah. Look how many top 200 guys we have. It's just freaking nuts. And somehow we're the second best farm system. But like we have so many guys close to the majors. Bustamante, Matt Scott, Tim Levitt. DeCaro, if you still count him, he's still a top 200 guy. Brack Bill's in AA. Even like Kyler Pierce. Justin Franklin, Jimmy Rader, like these guys are in high A, like, and you know, developing pretty well at this point. So I kind of want to like keep replenishing the bottom of our farm system. So when these guys eventually either price us out or don't develop, we have guys to kind of replenish that talent that we're gonna eventually graduate, hopefully, or they flame out. So it's just about keeping the farm kind of moving as we have guys that are closer to the majors. I mean, we already have. We have Webb and Uchida under contract long term. Curry's here for the moment. Lodolo, Eflin, Sanchez, these guys are kind of replaceable. But, we only have so many spots available in the rotation. And these guys will start taking them. And then as they price us out, we can just keep replenishing. So Ian Griffin's like the next in line to start that replenishment at 18 years old. He's durable. Pretty much nothing you don't like. He looks like a stud. So under slot. And honestly, pretty well developed for an 18-year-old. So we're going to take him with our second round pick. And, I'm kind of thinking the opposite with our hitters, especially in the infield. I mean, we don't have a ton of infield talent in the majors at this point. There was a guy I liked in the last round. Looks like he went. Maybe he didn't, though. He was a 55 potential dude. I mean, Kyle Whitaker's, he's fun. Looks like he went. I don't even know what the guy's name was, though. What do we have? We had pick number 31. John Gore was a guy I liked. Zeminski I liked. I don't think this guy went. Whoever I was looking at. He was a college guy. Oh, it's Keith Connor. Okay. So a guy like Keith Connor, like high floor, maybe not the best upside or anything, but has good infield range. He can play second base for us right now. He's kind of redundant with Advin Kula, though. Guys, kind of similar players, both lefties, both kind of second base only types at this point. But Advin Kula doesn't like have a spot on this team for sure. He's just kind of up here because we don't have many other options. So like Keith Connor is a nice high floor option. Offensively. So I think I'm going to take him unless like there's any. Let's go to all players. Let's just go to infielders or guys that can play shortstop. We'll call it. Paul Baldwin, I guess, has played some shortstop in his career. So like Kyle Whitaker, I actually like at this point. The avoid case isn't like a 30-35 like a lot of these other guys. Looks like he'd be a third baseman for sure if he developed, although he's impossible now. I'm looking at it. So maybe like a 5th round pick, we can go with him. Dan Hunt's another guy that kind of fits the bill that I'm looking for this pick. Jason Norman, same story. Matt Rice doesn't really have the defensive profile that I like. So yeah, we're gonna go with Keith Connor here. We'll see how it works out. 3rd round pick. It's good. It's good to get some high floor guys. So Kyle Whitaker, I got to keep my eye on him because if he's there on the 5th round, I might throw $10 million at him and just come join the team, dude. Okay, so now maybe we look at a pitcher. There was a couple of guys that I've liked. Not sure if they've gone yet. Looks like a lot of them have. Oh, yeah. Not looking great. I mean, hey, maybe we just take like a stud reliever. That's not crazy for where we are at this point. I mean, we have a loaded farm system. our one weakness is really in our bullpen and like high end arms. I don't think it's crazy to just take best player available, preferably like an older reliever. Trevor Edwards is out. He doesn't really have a changeup. Jeez, there's not actually that much to pick from. Usually there's a couple of really good relievers. This guy honestly projects more as a reliever to me with the low movement. He has a good slider, changeup. I mean, he could even be a starter. Like, definitely could be a starter. I mean, Sal Zavala. I mean, this is a fastball sinker cutter. I don't love that. But I think if you, yeah, I don't know. I think you could slide him to the bullpen like later this season. Is there a ton of talent like in other places right now? And Keon Baxter's a nice player. Mike Doyle, pretty good, but we have a ton of those types. Vlad the Impaler, Dave Hernandez, bad personality. Oh, this is the guy that I wanted. Jaheim Garrett. Yeah, I'm going with Jaheim Garrett. I didn't realize he was still here. Fastball, changeup, splitter. Doesn't throw hard, but good control, good home runs. My type of guy. Okay, so now we're at the 5th round. I'm going to go to 2 shortstops. And that guy... Oh, he went. That sucks. Someone took a flyer on him. I'm sure they won't sign him, but... All right. Well, this is going to take a little bit longer to pick, so I'll come back with the results of the draft. We'll go through the rest, what happened. Okay, we'll get to the draft results in a second. I was just poking around looking for trades. I saw the Evan Carter was on the trade block. So I went to the Rangers, kind of lined out a trade for Evan Carter. And then I was like, I wonder if they trade Wyatt Langford. I mean, one of the best players in baseball, has just been incredible in the save. He's won one MVP. He won back in 2027, but was really good last year. Has been amazing this year. Might win MVP this season. And the Rangers are rebuilding. They're looking to shed some salary, and the package we're giving up is pretty significant, but it's not anything crazy for a top 3 player in baseball. And I mean, maybe this isn't the most realistic thing, trading in division, Texas teams. I don't know if this would ever realistically happen in real life, but it makes sense with the Rangers going in a different direction, us trying to add some more offense. So, yeah, we're adding Wyatt Langford. He does have an extension. It's very reasonable, though. And we're kicking in a lot of extra stuff to eat some of that money. And honestly, looking at this, like, this probably isn't enough to get a ton. In real life, they're going to accept it if I sent it, but I'm going to throw in like another dart throw for them. Like Ted Baker we just drafted. Yeah, I'll throw them Tony Nava. It's like another young outfielder type. We have so many of them. It's like, pick which one you want. I'm looking for more like really low level guys. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we throw in Tony Nava as well. So, I mean, we're giving up Kevin Alvarez, who is, one of our top prospects, number 74 in baseball. So, I mean, this alone is a lot to give up for any player, but Langford definitely worth it. Has been just killing it in AAA. We called him up to the majors, didn't do too much. I think he's going to be an excellent player. But we have so many outfielders coming. I mean, we have Beltran. He's probably ahead of him on the pecking order. And then Gary Kozlett, who I prefer only because he's right-handed. And Alvarez and Beltran are both left-handed. So, you kind of want some kind of right-handed presence in the outfield. And Langford's also that, but I have long-term plans for him. We'll talk about that in a second. So it's Alvarez, who we know what he is at this point. We've spent a lot of time on him in this series. Salvatore Arteaga, a player a lot of teams really liked. And I see why. He has all the tools in the world to be a good player. Just a really long way away. He was a scout discovery back in 26. And has played really well in Dominican League in 3 seasons, or 2 seasons, and he played in the Rookie League, the Floor Complex League, and held his own there as a young player. So we're throwing him in. Ty Brackbill, who was a minor league free agent signing back in 26. I've talked about trading him a bunch. I just don't really believe in him. But teams love him. I see why. I mean, the OSA freaking loves him. So he's a big piece to give up, at least prospect capital wise. And like, this is a guy we can use in a lot of different trades. But I think this is the one we want to do. Esmirin Valdez, a guy we got in a trade with Baltimore in that Joe Musgrove trade. Talked about that earlier this episode. Don't need to go through that again, but we're flipping him now. Just another outfield young guy who could play the outfield, tank Langford's spot, and then Tony Nava, who I just mentioned we're going to toss in to make this a little bit more even, especially because they're kicking in so much damn money. I mean, yeah, they would throw in so much more. I'm not going to do that. That feels a little gamey to do that. So they're going to eat 30% of this deal. That seems pretty fair. So he'll be on the books for $23 million for the next handful of years. I don't know how many years exactly that extension was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years through his age 32 season. Kind of the perfect time to have that contract ended. Good job on Texas getting him to sign that. I mean, that's an incredible deal. Signed it prior to 2027. So he was coming off of his MVP, he was coming into his MVP season, coming off a really good year. So we pick up Langford. I mean, this is going to provide so much freaking juice into the order that really desperately needs it at this point. So long term, Yordan is free agent at the end of the year. He's played well, but I mean, he's Yordan Alvarez. Like, he's gonna get hurt. Like, we've seen this time and time again. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens the next couple of weeks where he goes down. He wants a big extension. I don't think we're gonna bring him back as much as I'd love to. It just doesn't make sense from a team building perspective. A lot of money acclimated to a guy who's going to play maybe 100 games if you're lucky. I mean, that first year we caught lightning in a bottle. He played 149 games, but still got hurt that year, I believe. But since then, it's been 75, 102, 62. This year, he's on pace to actually play his most since that first season, 128. But we'll see if he actually gets to that. So long term, I'd slide Langford into DH and use our outfielders in those other 2 slots. There's also an option to like move Jackson Merrill to the infield. I don't really want to do that because he's such a good center fielder. But if our team kind of necessitated that, Merrill could make a move to third base, especially with Neto being a free agent after next season. Casas also a free agent after next season, so there's some flexibility. You throw Langford over at first base, which he can definitely play based on his ratings. Maybe it won't be the best first baseman in the world, but he'll still play a little bit of catcher, which is interesting. I wonder if he played catcher in college or high school. He was a college guy, so maybe he played a little bit of catcher in college. Let me know if that is the case. But yeah, this is the trade. A pretty big package to give up, but totally worth it for one of the best players in baseball. And our team, or our fans love that, of course. So we're going to send down Kenny Gomez. And this like kind of drops everyone down in the pecking order a little bit. So Melton doesn't need to play every day out in left field. He can slot into his natural 4th outfielder spot where he fills in for these superstars out here. And Langford fits kind of seamlessly right into that. I don't know if he's going to bat second, or maybe let's see. I mean, the one thing with Langford, he doesn't walk a ton. He has an above league average eye and walk rate. I think he fits perfectly in that 4 slot. Then Jordan, I mean, all these guys kind of get pushed down a little bit. Langford slots into left field. I would love to get Estrada more playing time. He kind of becomes an afterthought after this deal. It's the only thing. But he'll still get plenty of time at second base and DH when Jordan needs to take a break, because I do have him benched at 96 or under 97%. So yeah, I mean that's the trade. Very, very, very excited about this. I feel like I always try to get Wyatt Langford in these in OOTP because he's such a fun player and is an excellent player. But it's always so tough to get your hands on him. We're gonna do a shot every third. Can he play shortstop? I'd rather have Neto just play some short if he needs to. We could have Estrada back up at DH. Melton can back up the outfield. We really don't need him as a defensive replacement. I don't know why he was out there. And Langford just goes into that 4 slot again. I mean, this is a World Series type lineup. As long as the pitching holds their own, which they have, I think we're in good shape. So that's the trade, and I don't know if we'll have a ton of other moves. I think there will be some bullpen moves to make for sure. But I don't know what those are at this moment. Let's go to the draft results. So we went through first 4 picks. Wound up taking Brad Davis, another high school arm, in the 5th round. Keon Baxter, he just kept slipping, so I mean it was too good a value to pass up in the 6th. Mike Metcalf, fun build. I don't know if he'll work out, but a fun guy to get in the building with that power. Sal Zavala, we took a reliever here. One of the guys that I kind of said I wanted to take earlier. He wanted to fall into the 7th or the 8th round. Let's get him to Class A. We'll start him there. We have Josh Obel in the 9th round. Josh Holton in the 10th. Justin Boudreau. Nice little catching prospect. Good defender. Bobby Contreras, kind of same story with him. A little bit less offensively. Travis Minich in the 13th round. Justin Holman, another good defensive catcher in the 14th round. Just stocking up on those guys. Mike Goff, nice hitter. He'll start the year start his career in A-ball. 15th round pick. Bill Lansbury in the 16th round. One of these guys that I like the high home runs allowed rating. Ted Baker in the 17th round. Nice value here. We have Ryan Battles, high floor guy here. Oh, he's on loan. Screw you. You're coming to play for our team. He'll be in A-ball. We have Bubba Helm, relief prospect. Done a bunch of different pitches. And Joe Hugel, who control issues, but if that takes up to a 35, all of a sudden you're talking about a really good reliever. Okay, so that's this part of the episode. We're going to go to the actual trade deadline and see what moves there are to be made. We'll be back. All right, so we have another trade to announce. We're here July 23rd. We've gone on a nice little run, 56-43. Honestly, after we made the trade for Langford, I mean, he's been okay. He's been a league average hitter in 8 games, but we played very well. Honestly, throughout this whole month, we're 12-6 here in July. So we're looking to upgrade this roster, particularly the bullpen. I don't think it's bad at this point. I did wind up calling up one of our top prospects, Tim Levette, number 89 in baseball. He was just frustrated not be playing in the majors. I get it. He's probably good enough to pitch up here. The results haven't been great in AAA this season, but I called him up. He threw 1 game and got the win. So I don't know if he's he's obviously more of a starter long term, and I don't know if he'll be in the bullpen for the rest of the season or anything, but just wanted to give him a shot in a game. So, where can we look to upgrade? I mean, Brian Hudson, the results have been good this year. I don't really have faith in him, like if it was to come to like a playoff game. So I kind of would like another lefty. Herrera did make the All-Star team, actually. We'll go through that in a second. But I mean, do I have a lot of faith in him? I don't know. It's hard to tell because I have PTSD from last year when he was just awful when I traded for him. Like Justin Martinez having a great year, and I have faith in him, but another guy who's like FIP is closer to league average when compared to his ERA. And Dylan Floro, like I have faith in him as well, but he's a league average FIP guy. Pyomps, kind of same story. Like we just don't have like a lockdown arm. Gonzalez is probably the closest thing, and he hasn't been very good overall this year. Give up another 2 runs in 2 innings in this most recent game that we lost. So I have a couple trades lined up. The first one was for Mason Miller. One of the best relievers in baseball. He has a really good track record. There's something I like to look at with relievers. I like to look at FIP track record. Just how have these guys typically been? So you see Miller, he's a couple of years like closer to 75. Other years he's closer to league average. This was a small sample size of a year in 27. But typically he's like a really good FIP guy. This year 64. The ratings look good, so I don't have too much worry there. And we would be turning around for and flipping him for Fabian Lopez, or getting him for Fabian Lopez, who once upon a time was like a top. I don't know if he was ever a top. Yeah, he wasn't a top 100 guy, but he was certainly like in our top 10 prospects, or like maybe top 200 at some points. He's only 23. He's still got a lot of time to figure things out. And the OSA, I didn't realize that they were a little bit higher on him. I mean, kind of significantly higher. Like when it comes to 50 compared to 55, like it's pretty significant. And a good defender. We have Starling Caba, who probably isn't that much better of a player than Fabian Lopez in a bubble, but he's proven himself at least in the major leagues. Lopez is not. Not like I've given him a ton of opportunity to do it, but I mean, he's batted like 100 in 130, 140 plate appearances. So I don't know. You got to give up something to get something. And Lopez was a guy that teams valued very highly. The other trade was with the Dodgers, I think. Where the heck? Los Angeles Dodgers. This one is also for oops. I can't do both of these trades. I think I can get Soto a little cheaper. I didn't realize I did. Okay, yeah. So it'd be pretty much any like grab bag of a bunch of prospects. This guy Victor Morales, 19 years old. We could throw him in. It's like a dart throw for them. It's not a bad deal, but he's kind of the lefty that we need. And I might try to throw in Brian Hudson just to, he's going to wind up being a casualty of the roster in this deal. So they don't love taking on his money. We can throw in. Sure, we can throw in Diao, who's actually been a nice minor league player for us in a couple of different seasons. Not so much this year in AAA or last year in AAA, but AA, he was a good hitter in the lower minors. So we'll toss him in for them to take Hudson's deal on. Will they retain any of this? Yeah, they'll retain 50%, so that's perfect. So it's going to be Victor Morales, Brian Hudson, and Keatum Diao for Gregory Soto. A couple of like high leverage left-handed, right-handed arms. I don't know who's going to be the closer necessarily. It doesn't really matter to me. I think Miller will probably go into the closer role because Gonzalez has struggled. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off both of these trades. That one and Miller, they're eating 75% of the last year of this deal. So there we go. So we add 2 more pieces to the bullpen. Did wind up DFAing Michael Nohr finally. I just needed I needed a spot to put Levitt on the team. So he's going to wind up being a roster casualty of this. So we'll add Miller, Soto. And I mean, this bullpen's looking a hell of a lot better with those two guys added in. So then we can kind of move Gonzalez to a lower leverage. Munoz can move into like a super low leverage. Probably same story with him. So probably like Miller, Soto, Gonzalez. We got Herrera, Martinez, Munoz, Floro, Payamps. A really good bullpen in my opinion. And then the rotation's still doing their thing. Honestly, just they keep getting better, which is Christopher Sanchez has been incredible. I mean, what a season. Let's go through All-Stars really quick. Okay, so Nestor Cortez makes it at age 34. Good on him. So AL, we have Christopher Sanchez, a 4-4 record at the time of this, when the voting went out. He's now at 5-4, but still pretty crazy. And he's a free agent after this season. I thought he had one more year. Or was this year the team option? This year was the team option. Man, that's tough. So we're probably going to lose Sanchez this offseason. That sucks. I really like him. I said Wellington Herrera made it. A little surprising, but, his results have been good this year. Other guys for Houston, I don't think there was too much else. We had Langford, who was technically for us, but more for the Rangers. We had Merrill out in the outfield, and then Rainer Arias. So our whole outfield, all-stars. And all of them all-star starters as well, which is always fun. Although Walter Jenkins probably had a case to be over Arias this year. Arias has had a good year, but maybe just not quite as good as last season. So yeah, we're 56-43. I don't know if there's much else to be done, but we're going to go up to the deadline. Maybe there's an upgrade at second base. I do want to give Avin Kula like some actual runway to be the starter long term. Estrada is also an option over there, but I like him more than the utility role, and he's played a ton of games in that role. So he's played very well in it too. I mean, 11% walk rate's like completely crazy for his build. Did we work on that in the off season? No, I never even touched his eye. He just randomly got 12% walk or 11% walk rate. Like Herman Ramirez, maybe we upgrade a right-handed platoon bat at second base, but when you're going to that depth, I don't think it's really necessary. Advin Cool has proven himself to be enough of a player where I'd be fine with him. I don't know. Maybe I'll go poke around. I wouldn't mind giving some of our minor leaguers a shot too. A guy like TJ Pompey, who's been in the minors for a little bit, was a former third round pick back in 2026. Just hasn't really been able to make the jump. Andrew Salas, we got him in that deal with Miami, where we got Caba. The guy we just traded, Fabian Lopez, and we also got Andrew Salas. He's the one who hasn't worked out the most, I would say, but he still looks okay. It was like a respectable fill-in. Tyson Lewis, don't hate him. Ryan Kropel, former 19th round pick. So I mean, I'm not opposed to giving those guys a shot. We also have like Josar Gonzalez, the guy we got in the Rainer Arias trade way back in the day. He's slowly made his way through the minor leagues. He's up in Double-A. Mike Motzkis, fifth round pick, really good defender. He just got promoted up to Double-A a few days ago. I don't really know how I get on these tangents about going over prospects, but it just kind of happens. Nesty Rosales has been a fun story this year. He's crushed every level of the minor league so far. So he was killing it in high A. He's up, or in A ball, he's up to high A as a 19-year-old. Scout and Discovery back in 2026. Really fun player. He might make it up to Double-A by the time before he's even 20. So very cool story with him. Another potential long-term option over at second. So we're going to sim ahead. We'll be back. All right, so that's going to be all the moves. We are 61-46 going to the deadline. It is deadline day. We're up 10 games in the division, so I feel pretty good about where we are. Honestly, the best I've felt about this roster and this save overall. That's without Uchida, who, hey, he's coming back in 2 to 3 months. Puts him like mid-October. Could be back for like a World Series run potentially. But Langford hasn't been great since he's come over. But like Jordan has been crushing it. Zach Neto has been insane. He's back above a league average hitter after just a brutal first half. We still got Arias in the building. Tristan Casas has been fine enough. Merrill's been excellent. So like the offense is in a really good place. Advincula, Romo, Wins, Caba, those guys, we get what we get out of them. The one concern I have is like Logan Webb has kind of sucked pretty bad the last like month or so. His month of July wasn't great. I don't know. I'm a little concerned. I guess I'm not that worried. The FIP and everything still looks good. He's probably just gotten a bit unlucky. I mean, he gave 12 hits in this game. That's not usual from him. So just something to monitor as we go into the second half. But the rest of the rotation's been great. Miller's pitched in 3 games, gave 2 runs in one of them, but was good in the other 2. Soto's pitched 1 game or 2 games. And I think the bullpen's in a good place. So that's where we're going to wrap up the episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.